Hey guys, hey girls, hey boys. If you're new to my channel, my name is Mariiiii, also known as MariiiBajariii here on YouTube. Hello, welcome to my channel. So for today's video, I am finally talking about my breast augmentation. So my breast augmentation was not a secret. I just haven't really shared it on my channel. One, because I wanted to wait a full year before I talk about it, just because like say I did do a video on it and then I completely like regret it, or maybe something happened that I didn't document in the first video. So I was just like, let me just wait a year and then give you my full opinion on it, because it does take probably like a year for them to fully settle, and there's a whole much more into it, so obviously I'm gonna explain that in the video. But let me just say, if you are against surgery, if you don't like plastic surgery, whatever it is, just don't watch this video. Don't comment hate, whatever, because it's done. I got them, they're here. You have your own opinion, I have my own opinion, and I just want to make this video to share with those who are maybe thinking about getting it done or are just curious on a breast augmentation itself. Because for me, before going into surgery, I watched plenty of videos and they were super helpful, because I basically had no idea what I was getting myself into. All I knew was I was just gonna get boobs, but I was like, what actually happened? So that is what I'll be doing in today's video, explaining all that stuff, the doctor, the price, my recovery, how I feel with them now. I literally went on Instagram and told you guys, ask me whatever you want to know, because I'm here to talk about it. So if you guys are interested to hear my story on my breast augmentation, then I suggest you keep on watching. But before we start this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on your post notification bell so you get notified every single time your girl posts. And without further ado, let's get right into this video. So I have all my notes in here, and then I also have all of the questions right here. So I'm some of them are a little bit repetitive, so I'm just gonna put them into one, obviously. So the first question is, who is my doctor? My doctor is Dr. Taneja. I have a picture of him right here and his Instagram right here. He is located in Huntington and Newport Beach, or in Pasadena. He has like 3 offices, so it's all in like Orange County area. So I am from the Bay Area, so I had to drive down to Orange County to get the surgery done. But I discovered him because of a few people on Instagram. So I have done so much research before getting the surgery. I got 3 consultations from different doctors, and I actually got 2 consultations from Dr. Taneja himself. Since I am in the Bay Area, I did an online consultation, and then I was like, okay, I need to meet him before I get the surgery done, because I just virtually talked to him like on the phone and through email, but I was like, before I get the surgery, I need to meet him. So I planned a in-person consultation. So I flew down to Orange County for the day to meet him in person before I got. So my online consultation was in January of 2019. And then we planned it. We said I'm gonna get the surgery. He's literally booked out so far. So I got my consultation in January. My surgery was planned for June. So I had a bit of a few months to really think about it, just in case I changed my mind, or to go meet him, like I said. So in, I think about February or March of 2019, I was like, I need to fly down and meet him just before I get the surgery done, because it's just gonna make me feel more comfortable. So in February, March, I ended up going and getting an in-person consultation, because online it is about $100 or $150, but then if you decide to get the surgery, it goes towards your surgery. But like I said, I wanted to fly down, so I flew down to Orange County and I had an appointment. Let me just say, he is very, 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 very booked and busy. So I had an appointment, I think around like 11 or 12. I didn't get seen till like 2 hours later, because I'm telling you, so many girls were in there trying to get a consultation with him, or had a post-op appointment, whatever it may be. So I was kind of sitting there for a long time. I mean, that's normal for someone who's busy, I guess. But anyways, I was not gonna leave until I met him. So I waited, I met him, and then we decided like on sizing, silicone or saline. I basically got like an in-person and hands-on of what's going to go down. So it made me feel very like comforting, because I was just worried. Like obviously when you're going to get surgery done, you want to get the full details. You want to feel welcomed, comforted, whatever it may be. So I had to go meet him, and it made me even more excited. I was just like, yes, I'm getting the surgery. So that's when I decided I was going to get saline implants at first, and what size I was gonna do. And basically he just explained everything to me. So for me, since I have no idea about breast augmentations and all like the numbers that go into it, there is no A cup, B cup, C cup, D cup, whatever. That's not how breast augmentations are. Sorry if I'm rambling, but these questions kind of are all gonna go into one like timeline. So I'm just gonna keep going just in case someone didn't ask a certain question, but I need to explain it. So as I was saying, on Instagram, he has before and after pictures, and I would compare my body to those women, and I was like, oh, like her boobs look like the way mine do, so I want to go to this size because they look good on her. No. Nope, 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 it does not work like that. So I had a mentality of, oh my gosh, 460 cc's looks amazing on her. I want that on me. It's gonna look perfect. So I went in thinking, okay, Dr. Taneja, I want this. I want 460 cc's and I'm gonna look like her after. He was like, no, you're going 500 something or this number. I was like, I was terrified of the number because I was like, 400 already seems like a lot. Like just the numbers just seem so big, you know? So I was like, no, I'm not. Like, I want to go, I don't want to be too big. My thing was I was scared I was going to go too big. I did not want to look like, oh my god, she got her boobs done. Oh my god, they're huge. Don't get me wrong, some people want that look, but just personally for me, I was like, I want these to look like natural. Like, they're not all in your face. Because I'm not the type of person to like really show off my body too much, or I don't know, I just want to be able to wear certain clothes where it's not every outfit is boobs in the face. Like, that's just not me. So I was terrified of the number. So I remember him saying like, oh no, like her size is smaller. It's not gonna look right on you because, for example, like I said, everyone's body is different. So I have kind of like wide shoulders. So if I went a certain size, it would not really correlate with my body because these would look smaller and then I'm like broader. I don't know how to explain it. So also my boobs before were kind of like, they were small, so I didn't have cleavage at all. So the reason why my number, I will explain how many cc's I went later, but the reason why I had to get such of a big number is because I needed them to meet. So when you put the implant in, if they're not big enough, they're not gonna have that like boob cleavage look. If I went too small, they probably would have been like one here, and then I just have like an open area, you know? So I really wanted to make sure like they didn't look like they just put little balls and they're just sitting there. I wanted it to look like boobs, you know? So I wanted that cleavage, but not too much. So when I first went in, Dr. Taneja told me like, okay, I want you to do saline. And I was kind of in the impression of going with silicone because for me, I just always heard of silicone implants, and then saline is kind of something new to me. So basically a saline implant is like a water balloon, I should say. It's basically filled with salt water, and then a silicone implant is exactly what it is. It's silicone. So there's so many, I was so indecisive for so long, you guys. Like, I didn't know which one I wanted. I was like saline because a lot of people actually have saline now, but then other people were like, no, do silicone because they last longer. I don't know. There's like so much stuff. I was literally torn until 2 weeks before my surgery. I changed the implant. So going into it from like January all the way till June, I was like, I'm gonna get a saline implant. And then 2 weeks before my surgery, I was like, no, like I want silicone. So I decided to go with a silicone implant, and I am so happy and I love the way they look. For me, people say you can't really tell the difference, but I feel like I can. Saline has more of like a cleavage moment. Like you can tell you have boob implants. Don't get me wrong, it looks amazing on so many people who have saline implants, but just for me, I wanted like I said, to be able to like wear certain shirts and my boobs aren't always out there, you know? So I feel like silicone looked or had a more of a natural look, like they dropped better. As for saline, they always looked like you were wearing like a super push-up bra. So I was like, okay, I'm young, maybe I should get saline. Like, I don't know, I felt like saline was the one. And then I really thought about it. I did some more research. You guys definitely do research when it comes to saline and silicone. This is all personal preference. Like, some people love the way saline looks and some people love the way silicone looks. It's really up to you. But I'm happy I went with silicone, so that is the implant I have. I don't really want to discuss too much about saline has this and silicone has this, but silicone doesn't have this, but saline has this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to compare because it is really up to you. Just do your research. Just honestly look at pictures of saline implants and silicone implants. You can see a slight difference, but I made a decision to go with silicone implants. Okay, so the next question, I am 10 minutes into this video and I'm on question number 2. How bad was the pain? So I knew that the recovery was going to be painful, but I also thought, oh, I'm gonna be fine. Like, I'm just gonna hurt a little bit. I'll just be laying in bed on my phone, chilling. I literally did not know. Like, I watched so many videos of people's recoveries. Some were on and about having a good day. They were just like, oh, I'm chilling, I'm fine. And then there were some people who were literally like, oh my god, I can't move, like it hurts so bad. So I was just going in with like open mindset. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get this surgery and I'm gonna wake up and we'll see how I feel. So all I remember when I woke up out of surgery, I was in the, obviously like the hospital bed, or not a hospital because it's not a hospital, but the clinic. I was in the bed and I just remember being so cold. Like, I woke up, and also, I don't know if this is for everyone, but I felt like it was so bright inside of that clinic. Like, I could not open my eyes. I was like, oh my god, it's too bright in here. My eyes were literally closed the whole time I was talking to the nurse, and I was like, I'm cold. That's all I remember. The first thing when I opened my eyes out of surgery is I'm freezing. All I remember was like, I'm cold, I'm so cold. And then she's like, okay, I'll get you a blanket. And I remember like I was shaking. Like, I had never been so cold in my life. I was shaking so much to the point where I felt like my body was kind of jumping. I don't know, it kind of just might have just been in my head, but I just remember like I'm freezing, like I'm cold. I remember my voice shaking, and then again, it was so bright, so my eyes were like this. And then I remember seeing her like bring like one of those blankets where they put hot air in it, so it was like a heater keeping me warm. So that was that. And then she was just trying to talk to me, like trying to calm me down. She's like, oh, so what are you doing for summer? Like, obviously, you know, just trying to calm my nerves. So I feel like I was cold because I was nervous, because I get like shaky when I'm nervous. And I don't know, I just remember being freezing. So that was the first part. And then after a few minutes, they put me on a wheelchair, brought me down to the car. And then I just remember being so like tight. Like, it felt so tight in my chest area. And I was just like, after watching so many videos, I was kind of scared to breathe. So I just remember taking like really little breaths, like, it hurt so bad.
It's worth it though. Here. Cracker?
I just remember like, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. I was so scared to inhale because I didn't want to feel any pressure on my chest. So I was kind of like, I was just telling myself like, relax, something's wrong, you're not in pain, like you're fine. So honestly, I did not feel any pain. I just felt very like dizzy, tired. I just felt super like out of it. And then I got to the hotel, and I think that is when it hit me. Supposedly I was super pale. I don't know if my body was just in shock, but obviously it was my first surgery. I've never gotten any type of surgery before that. So I remember I went to the hotel, and I laid down, which this is where I went wrong. I laid flat on my back. Definitely do not recommend laying flat on your back after a breast augmentation surgery. I don't know why I was not told this, but I laid completely flat, like pillow down, and just laid down. So that was fine, but I just felt like a big weight pushing like this whole area back, like my shoulders. I just felt like, okay, I'm laying down, I can't really get up. So I remember I was like, I have to use the bathroom, so I had to get up. So I tried to like pull myself, and my arms were so weak. Like, all right here felt like I did a large, huge arm workout. And so I literally had to be lifted up like this super slowly because I could feel like the weight. So yeah, I would say out of the pain, I don't want to say it wasn't that bad, because thinking about it, the first 2 days was like I just wanted to sleep. So yeah, I just felt really tight in this area. It's really, I don't know how to, I don't want to say it didn't hurt, but I don't want to say it did hurt. Like, it was manageable. The medication that you get definitely did help a lot. But let me say, the medication makes you so constipated. That TMI, but like, I didn't poop for like a week until like after my surgery because of the medication. I don't know, something in it, but yeah, I was super constipated. But yeah, so the pain was manageable. I would say the first 2 days were the worst, just because I just could not get up and down. The first night I actually broke down crying because I didn't like the feeling. Like, I was like, call the doctor, like, I don't like this feeling, it feels so tight. Like, just because I think it was because I was laying flat, which I should have been sleeping elevated at an angle like this rather than all the way down, because when I got up, it just felt like I had weights on me and I was just like trying to carry the weight, but I couldn't. So that's why I needed someone to help me up. It just felt, oh my god, I just, thinking about it, it kind of just felt like pressure and something pushing you down because of obviously something foreign is in your body and it's tight. It just felt like a heavy weight on your chest and you're just trying to sit up with the weight on you. So it's like you're doing weights at the gym and you get a too heavy of a weight, you're like, no, put this down, I'm not doing that. But this time you have no choice, like it's on you. So it just kind of felt like slow weight just like pushing down on you. That's like the best I can explain it. But by like the 3rd and 4th day, I started to like get up, do my makeup, get ready. I was fine. I went out to eat like at a restaurant. I was doing okay. It just, except like for the 3rd day, I think I had went to the movies because Toy Story had came out and I was like, oh, let's just go watch a movie. I knocked out halfway through the movie because of my medication. I had took the medication before, which is Norco, because that's the painkiller medication, and it just made me so sleepy. I just remember watching the first half and then knocking out because the medication made me sleepy. I highly recommend only take the painkiller medication for like as little as you can, because if you don't need it, why take it? Slowly try to just get off that painkiller medication and then just transfer over to Tylenol if you really need like a painkiller, because the Norcos are pretty freaking strong, so you don't want to be on that for too long. So I kind of, if I didn't need it, I wouldn't take it. So yeah, pain medication helped, but also sleeping a lot helped because you just sleep the pain away. So the recovery process was super short, to be honest. I would say within like a week I was fine. It's just getting used to the boobs in general. Like, sleeping was also a challenge for me. Like by the end of the first week, I was still laying on my back, and I'm a stomach sleeper, so it was definitely difficult and weird for me because I am not used to sleeping on my back. So I was also kind of like scared to sleep on the side or my stomach. Do not sleep on your stomach because they're in the way and they're still developing. And also too, the bra that they give you, it is very, very tight at first because it is a like button one. So since they are so big at first, they're literally, my boobs were up here when I came out of surgery. I am not kidding you guys. Like, I remember looking in the mirror and I was like, what did I do? Because they put them in and they have to drop and form into your boobs that you have before. So since mine are so small, my implant was up here and they were just, I remember feeling, I was like, why are they so high? So the bra is kind of like the one regular bras where it has the first level, second level, and then tighter level. So it is on the first level at first, and then slowly but surely you move on to the next button, and then finally you move on to the last button, which means like your boobs are getting squishier, they're becoming more natural, and they're not as tight and swollen, because at first you are going to be swollen. So yeah, that's another thing. The first day, first few weeks, don't be alarmed on how big or how weird they look, because they're definitely going to look scary and weird and bruised, because again, they're foreign objects going in your body and it's like, what is this? So the swelling definitely went down a lot, and the difference of them now is amazing. Like, you guys have no idea. It's just so crazy. Like, there's a whole entire process for this. Like, the first few months, it's just like, girl, what is that? Oh my god, what is that? Have you guys seen that TikTok? Okay, someone said, were you scared to go under, and what was the post-op like? I already talked about that. But definitely say getting put to sleep was my biggest fear, because I was just like, how do they know when I'm gonna wake up, or what if I don't wake up? Like, you hear all these scary stories about surgeries. I feel like that was my main problem I was scared for. Like, the night before, I was just like, oh my god, I felt so like nauseous and just scared, because I was like, I am really about to be put to sleep to get my boobs done. I'm just like, is it worth it? Like, should I do this? I was like, oh my god, I was terrified, because you're being put to sleep to get in surgery. Like, that's just like mind-blowing to me. That was like the main thing I was scared for. But honestly, it is not bad at all. All I remember is being laid out on the table, and he's like, okay, like, look that way. I'm gonna go ahead and insert whatever to make you the anesthesia to fall asleep. So I was like, okay. All I remember is turning my head, and the next thing I know, I'm awake and they're here. It is definitely not bad at all, because it just happened so fast. Like, my surgery was 30 minutes. Like, 30 minutes? That is so fast. Okay, so this next question was, what was the price and what size did I get? So with Dr.Taneja, it is honestly, like everyone says, different for everyone depending on your body or what you need to get done, whether it's a lift and an implant or just an implant, whatever it may be. But when I went, which was last year, the price for silicone implant was $5,500, and his saline price was $4,199. Again, this was last year's price, so I don't know if it has changed. But with everything after like taxes and like the processing fee, I ended up paying $5,665. That is just for the surgery. You could obviously get your own post-op surgery bra, but I was just like, let me just get it from them, because I just felt like I trusted that more. So yeah, that was $60. And then you have to get your medication, which was not covered by my insurance. So I think I paid like $160, $180 out of pocket at Walgreens. Basically, they sent off all the medications to Walgreens. I went, showed them my paperwork and my card, all that stuff, and then I bought the medication. So yeah, I believe that was $160, $180. I don't have the exact number, but I believe it's between that. And also, you do have to get blood work done, but not all of my blood work was covered from my doctor's office, which is Kaiser. They low-key gave me a hard time with this surgery. So I had to get some of my blood work done at Kaiser, and then they didn't cover, I think it was called the PTT or APTT blood work. So I had to go somewhere else and pay out of pocket. I think that was another $100, because my doctor was like, no, you don't need to get that done here. So she basically said, no, like, we're not covering it for you. So I had to go to another clinic and pay out of my pocket for that. So that was like 80 or 100, I believe. I don't know exactly, but I had to pay out of pocket for that. And also, let me say, you need to get cleared by your doctor. So I had to go get like a checkup and basically tell her, like, I'm getting a breast augmentation. Can you please sign off for me? Like, without her approval, basically it's a no. And she kind of was like, oh, like, you don't need to get that, like, you're fine, why are you doing it? Basically trying to talk me out of it. But I'm like, I'm not here to get a lecture, I'm here for you to sign it so I can get it, because I already made my decision. So yeah, she kind of gave me a hard time, and they weren't giving me the paperwork. I had to go back to the office 3 times and really explain, like, I'm getting this surgery done in a few weeks, I need you to sign this off. And everyone at Dr. Taneja's office said that was a big problem, that Kaiser doesn't like to sign off patients because they don't think they need it. Or I don't know if it's something where like Kaiser wants the money and wants us to get surgery from them. No idea, but it was kind of like an annoying thing I had to do. It took me forever to get signed off. Like, at one point I was literally unable to get my surgery because my doctor was not signing something off. So that was where I was getting very irritated. I was like, even one of the nurses was there and I was like, I'm sorry, like, she won't sign it. And I'm like, I don't understand, like, this is for me. So she kind of understood me a little bit. I left because I was so upset, and then she called me back. She's like, come back, like, I'll get paper for you. Like, she talked her into it. So I got the surgery because finally my doctor signed it off. But so yeah, that was the pricing on that. So silicone implant, $5,500, the bra $60, like I said, and then it ended up with all the fees coming out to $5,665. But that is not including me traveling, because again, I am from the Bay Area, so I did stay at a hotel. And I drove because I feel like they recommend you drive rather than taking an airplane, just because you are fresh out of surgery. You don't want to get that airplane pressure. So depending on where you're surgeon is located, you have to pay. So I had to pay for a hotel, I had to pay for the surgery, and my traveling expenses. So like driving there, or whether you're taking an airplane or not, you can discuss that with the doctor depending on where you're coming from. So just keep that in mind. If you're not from the area, you're gonna have to pay not only the surgery but your travel expenses as well, and also medical fees when it's outside of Dr. Taneja's office. And now for the sizing of my silicone breast implants. I am 560 cc's. So you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but originally I went into surgery day thinking I was going to get 460 cc's, I believe, or 445. It was lower. And then Taneja was like marking at my body before surgery, and he was like, I think you need to go bigger. And I was like, I looked at Angel and I was like, what? Like, this is hard. Like, this is a surgery day. I can't just decide now. He's like, believe me, Dr. Taneja told me, believe me, you will regret it if you don't go bigger because of your body shape. Your boobs are not going to look like together. They're going to be a little far apart, and it's just going to match your body. And I was like, oh my God, like I was literally felt like you need a size right now because we're going to take you into surgery. I was like, oh my God, like I don't know what to do. And then he was like, 560 cc's. I'm telling you right now, 440 or 460 is way too small. And I was like, oh my God, like this is so hard. I just remember like freaking out because I was like, I'm literally about to go into surgery right now and I need to decide what size right now. So I was like, okay. I thought about it for a little bit and I was like, I trust Dr. Taneja. He has been doing this for years. He knows exactly how implants work. And he was like, if you want your boobs to match your body shape, I'm telling you, listen to me right now, 560 or even bigger. But 560 is the lowest that I think you should go. So I decided, okay, you're right. You're the doctor here. You know what you're doing. So literally like a minute before my surgery, I changed the size. So yes, 560 cc's silicone implant is what I have. So I think I pretty much hit all of, the before and after, duh. So I have a few before and after pictures, and I try to find pictures wearing the same shirt so you guys can see the difference. So I will have them right here for you guys. I was not even barely in A cup before surgery, and I haven't really measured what cup I am now because I live in like sports bras or stretchy bras that don't have wires in it, because when you get a boob job, like you don't really need to wear a real bra because it's already like you're wearing a real bra. So here are my before and after pictures for you guys. It's a big difference. Huge difference, especially like depending on what I'm wearing. Like some days they look bigger than usual. Oh, and last thing I want to talk about, because I know people might have questions, if you are working, how much time to take off work. They say at least 1 week off, or you can do 2 weeks. If you do lifting at work, they recommend a minimum of 2 weeks off. But if you're just like sitting at a desk in an office, they say 1 week should be fine. For me, I would say I took a bit of time to recover, only because it's something new for you and your body's really trying to adjust to it. So I feel like take as much time off from work as you can if you need to, because even though what they say 1 week, I feel like that is way too soon, because that 1 week is like the stage 1 of recovery, and then you have stage 2 where you're like getting used to it but you're still a little sore. So yeah, they say 1 week off should be fine, but I would say maybe 2 weeks just to be safe, like depending on what your job is. But yeah, I think I pretty much hit everything. I hope I didn't miss anything. Sorry if I rambled on a lot, because this was like a year ago that this happened, so I'm trying to like gather all my thoughts and put it into one, but like one question leads to another question, and I hope I just got all the information out that you guys wanted to hear. So Dr. Taneja is my doctor. 560 cc's is my size. Silicone implant, 5,500 for the implant. I'm trying to hit like the main things that people are really curious about. That is like the main thing I just wanted to like refresh your brain about, because that is like the main questions. Those are the main questions that I was getting. So yeah guys, that completes my breast augmentation story. I hope I hit all of the key questions that you guys were curious about. If I missed anything, leave a comment down below. I will respond to it because I want to make sure I answer everything, because if you're thinking about getting this done. I had so many questions, so if I miss anything, comment down below because I will answer them. So that is all for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you like to see in the future. Please subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to mine and Angel's channel, which is MariiiBajariii and Angel. Link will be down below. Stay blooming, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.